Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. Notification just went out, so we'll just wait for a second. Let everybody come in. Hello, Native Girl. Hello, Dandy. How you doing? Who else we got in here so far? I thought I saw somebody else too. Oh yeah, Cindy. Hey, Cindy. How you doing? Just get my notes. Hey, Mustang. Good to see you. Couple updates from other cases. But let me just open up with this real quick for what the case we're going to do, and then I want to go over um, just some quick updates on some other cases. But for this case, a 4-year-old boy disappears in 1985. This is in California, and this is a no-body conviction in California as well. So his body is never found. Decades later, his own father is convicted of murder. How did prosecutors secure a no-body conviction? Tonight, we're diving into the heartbreaking story of Alexander Soul Olive and the man who was supposed to protect him, Ulysses Robertson. Hey, Louise, welcome in. So that we're gonna go over. I wanted to go over. I think Baby Ruby was found safe. Is from what I heard that she was found safe. Yeah. So here we go. Ruby Lehman has been found safe, and the Amber Alert for her has been canceled. That's great. Authorities located her and took her uncle Jordan Coyle into custody. Ruby was last seen at her grandmother's house in Almond, Wisconsin on September 11, 2025. And Coyle, as a registered sex offender, was believed to have abducted her. So that's good that they found her. That's great. And safe. Let me just share my screen. Mustang Louise, welcome in. Yeah, so for that case, yeah, I'm glad. We're all glad she was found safe. A statewide Amber Alert has been canceled after authorities located 6-year-old Ruby R. Lehman safe and took her uncle Jordan into custody, according to the Wisconsin Crime Alert Network. That's great. Ruby has been missing since September 11th, when she was last seen at her grandmother's home in Almond. Investigators believe she left with Coyle, who was the subject of a week-long manhunt. Coyle, 34, is a registered sex offender with a 2009 Waushara County conviction for 2 counts of sexual assault of a child. No further details about Ruby's recovery or Cole's arrest have been released. Authorities say they will updates as more information becomes available. Wow. So that was today. So that's that piece of shit right there. The Wisconsin Crime Alert network is a let me see, is a state program operated by the Wisconsin Department of Justice that rapidly distributes information about suspect criminal activity, including Amber Alerts to businesses, law enforcement, and the public. Amber Alerts are issued when a child is believed to have been abducted and is in immediate and imminent danger. They are disseminated through television, radio stations, cell phones, highway signs, and digital networks to quickly engage the public in helping to locate the child. Wow. So that was a quick update on that. So that's good. I mean, that's great. Yeah, I wasn't going to go live, but I got done with everything. I got done with a lot of stuff today. A lot. Got caught up on a lot of things today. Yeah, that was great news. Definitely. So this is another story. I think this one came out. I was trying to look for it, but it just came out like this morning, and I think my feed and my algorithm is like all because you know how I'm following the Jake and Rebecca and Manuelito story pretty closely. I think my algorithm is just giving me all kinds of like parents that kill their babies. So I've been seeing that a lot in my feed. So I'm not sure if like everybody else is seeing that too, or is that just me, or that's just my algorithm. But this one was from Law and Crime, and let me share this one too before I go into the story. Cindy, welcome in. This one's not so great news, but so yeah, Jacob Ross, Washington County, a Arkansas man is facing capital murder charges for allegedly shaking his 4-month-old daughter with deliberate violent force because she would not stop crying, causing severe head trauma that led to her death, according to police and prosecutors. Jacob, 25, had a battery charge upgrade this week to capital murder and was ordered held in Washington County on a $15 million bond, according to Washington County Deputy Prosecutor Attorney Brandon Carter, who spoke to Law and Crime Thursday and confirmed the case development. Oh, that's good. Cross's probable cause statement outlines allegations of severe and intentional abuse, including an incident where he allegedly poured what appeared to be cigarette ash on the victim and kept photos on his phone of her covered in it, the statement says. Authorities were called to investigate after the child's mother brought her to the hospital on June 14th. The girl, according to the probable cause statement, had suffered significant head trauma and had to be airlifted to a bigger hospital due to the severity of her injuries. Text messages from the mother to a family member further revealed her concerns, including that Jacob had dumped cigarette ash on the infant and thrown away multiple cans of baby formula, supporting a pattern of neglect and abuse, the statement says. Excuse me. Text messages sent between Cross and girl's mother while they were being taken to Arkansas Children's Hospital in Little Rock show replies from Cross that they were not appropriate for the situation, according to the statement. Continues, Jacob asked the child's mother for money and on multiple occasions asked her for a cart, which he later stated was a shortened term for a marijuana vape, the document alleges. His concerns for his own needs during the life-threatening event further showcase his disregard and indifference for the value of human life. A doctor overseeing the infant's care after she arrived at the hospital allegedly told police that she had little to no brain activity when she arrived. The child was placed on child support before eventually dying on July 3rd as a result of her injuries. The victim, an infant, suffered severe deliberate head trauma and bruising consistent with intentional abuse that ultimately caused her death. The probable cause statement concludes medical findings ruled out any accidental cause. Jacob was the sole caregiver at the time of the injury and knowingly failed to seek timely medical care, despite the child exhibiting obvious life-threatening symptoms. Cross allegedly confessed to shaking his daughter vertically because she would not stop crying. He said he did it on 3 separate occasions, according to police. He's still being held in custody Thursday on a cash-only bond, which was like $15 million. Good luck with that. Okay, so that was it. Damn, that was harsh. So I wanted to go over that too, just to kind of outline and show like the similarities between just the the similarities and stuff like that with like the baby Manolito case, where prosecutors, the DA was saying that he succumbed to his injuries, and that kind of was similar to that case. And but there, the doctor saw that he was support, and they went from there. So they brought the baby in, 4-month-old daughter, and so he said he did it in 3 occasions. And so the thing is too is that he's ever covered in ash, which is also just beyond the pale. I mean, yeah, it's just. I mean, I'm lost for words. And so, but at least he's in custody. He's in jail. A lot of evidence and things like that. So this one, there. I mean, there is. It's a little different, but it's. I mean, baby Manolito was what, 7 months old, went missing. In this case, the baby is 3 months old, 4 months old. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to go over that, and you can see like there's that there's evidence like for pictures and stuff like that the guy took with the ash on her, which was just disgusting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, just horrible. But I did want to go over that because that one caught my eye. I was like, okay, whoa, because they upgraded the charges on that one. Let me grab a quick drink real quick, and give me 1 second. There was another case too. I saw, and like it went on my feed in the morning, but the feed goes so fast that I'm not sure if that's the one. It might be, but there was another one where um like it was a teenage dad, and the picture of the mugshot looked a little bit different than that guy. That guy, the other guy, he didn't have the teenager. Same thing. I think he was 4 months old, the baby, and he didn't have all those tattoos. but I couldn't relocate it or refine or like look for it again. But if I do want to bring that up because it was like I mean, it had just happened. Like there wasn't any information. It was like a paragraph. Um, so if I find that, I'll make a short video on that or something. I'm like dealing with like copyright issues right now, so I'm going through all my videos and trying to, yeah, it's heartbreaking. Let me see. Hopefully, I didn't miss anybody. Which one's the D case? Maybe Coke Zero will sponsor. I would love that. A nice sponsorship from Coke Zero on my hikes. I'm all for that. Yeah, it is. It is different and it is the same. Yeah, you know what I mean, because it kind of has the same similarities with how he's like not concerned for the baby while the baby's while she's in the hospital. He's more concerned about his vape. He's more concerned about his feelings, and that's how those people think. It's just like it's all about them. Oh, Delphi. Yeah, but see, that's what I was wondering if my feed, because my feed is just like all of a sudden it's like teenager charged with 4-month-old death, teens like parents killed baby. Like I don't know. Just like my algorithm is just throwing all kinds of like stories like that at me. And I'm like, whoa. Yeah, Delphi is like way in the rear view mirror. You know, the guy's in jail as where he should be spending 120 years in there. I mean, he hasn't done a year yet, so he's still got 119 years and some some months. Damn. All right, let me jump into the case that I have on here on the thumbnail. This one's wild too. This one's yeah, this one it's pretty wild. So, who is Alexander Olive, right? Let me go into it. Excuse me. So he's born in 1981. So he's 4 years old when he disappeared. So 1985 is when he disappeared. He lived with his mother, Rosemary Olive, in San Francisco. Another nobody, no case here in California, in San Francisco. So the non-custodial father is Ulysses Robertson. He had visitation rights. And the baby was described as bright, playful, and just full of life. And a little backstory as I was researching this case. The guy Ulysses Robertson, I mean, he was a manipulator. He ran like a tarot card reading or a hand reading, that type of a business where he would lure naive women into his Alexander. He's a baby 4-year-old that went missing in 1995. So we're coming in that case. This case is out of San Francisco, California, and this is a nobody crime conviction. hmm And so the guy Ulysses Robertson, he was a manipulator. He would always prey on women. He'd had like different women uh, pregnant, from what I've heard, and different babies from different moms, and he tried to build like a cult. He tried to build some kind of cult with them, like cult like is what they were saying, and he lured the mother Rosemary Olive into this situation where he like was asking her all these questions. He's like, okay, let me give you a free reading but first put your information here. And some of the questions that he was asking were strange, like when her last cycle was. I mean, who asked that kind of personal question? And they were asking her Rosemary because they were trying to get her pregnant, and which he did. He got her pregnant, and she thinks that they might have slipped their something in her drink to kind of get her, non-responsive, is what she was saying. So that's a little backstory on the guy and Rosemary, and then the baby. So the disappearance, it happens November 9th, 1985. So yeah, the disappearance. So Robertson took Alex from San Francisco to a house in South Lake Tahoe. So from San Francisco, takes him to Lake Tahoe. And after that day, Alex was never seen alive. He was never seen ever after that. And initially reported as a non-considered abduction. That was the initial report. But then Robertson was telling conflicting stories. Alex was with relatives. Alex was fine. Alex was somewhere else. And none of those checked out. And again, we see that again time and time again. These inconsistencies, these stories are always changing. And here in this case, he's saying, no, Alex is with the relatives. Alex is fine. He's somewhere else. But none of them checked out. Yeah. But that's the questions he was asking. And, he was doing that to try to get her pregnant, which he did. And this is the kind of people that are just the level of narcissism, the level of psychopathy, psychopath and sociopath and all the paths, that they think differently. They think differently than how we normally would think. So he gets her pregnant. Baby Alex is born. He has custodial rights, visitation rights. But then, in 1985, I'm sorry. Yeah, Lake Tahoe is beautiful. He goes missing. All right. And so I want to go a little bit more into like how this guy was and how people described him. And so I kind of want to set his character up. So he was, from witnesses, what we're saying. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just, man, the level of it's a new level. Yeah, okay, so now I remember, because they met her. She was a nurse. So when they found her at a nurse while he had this other girl pregnant and gave birth to her. And so when they were giving birth to the baby, that's how they met Rosemary. She was at the hospital. And they invited her over to the house, and then they told her, no, that's my sister. Like, we're just, we do card readings and palm readings and stuff like that. We'll give you a free reading. Just give us your information. And then one of those questions were on there. And that's how they lured her in like that. It's wild. So yeah, Robertson ran what witnesses describe a controlling cult-like household, manipulated women, isolated them, instilled fear. This can explain why so many witnesses stayed silent for years. So the witness testimony was former partners and women under Robertson's control. They testified against them because there was blood evidence. Key evidence against Robertson: blood evidence, police searched Robertson's van in 1986, found bloodstains on clothing and blankets. In 2001, modern DNA testing confirmed it was Alex's blood. So this tied Alex to the vehicle and strongly suggested foul play. So that was the evidence, some of the evidence. And so we go on to the witness testimony. And then see this is where we start to form circumstantial evidence. Excuse me. So yeah, former partners, they and women under Robertson's control testified. They saw Robertson beating Alex severely. One recalled Alex wrapped in a blanket, lifeless. So that was one of the accounts and one of the witnesses, which again, witnesses are powerful evidence in court against someone. Circumstantial evidence. Another described him floating in a bathtub. And then some claimed Robertson forced them into the van after Alex's death. So we go to the abuse control and then the cult-like behavior. So Robertson, he ran what witnesses described as controlling cult-like behavior. We went over that. So he was manipulated, isolated them, instilled fear. And again, this is why so many people stayed silent for years. What happened? Is Native Girl okay? Oh, she got 3 vaccines the other day. Okay. Yeah, I hope you're feeling okay. And, if you need to step away and take a break, yeah, we get it. Or if, you want us to keep you company, that's cool too. So there was violence against Rosemary Olive, the mother of baby Alex. So when Alex's mother, Rosemary, demanded answers, Robertson beat her violently, breaking her jaw. So this demonstrated intimidation and consciousness of guilt. So whenever she would ask, okay, where's my baby? What's going on? He would beat her. He would beat her so bad that he broke her jaw. Okay. And that's just the physical harm that he did. That's we see that whenever there's physical abuse like that, when a partner abuses their other partner, most of the time there's mental abuse too, right? Not just physical, there's mental abuse. There's the gaslighting, there's the controlling, there's the triangulation, there's the making you feel bad, making you feel guilty, things like that. I mean, the list goes on and on. So there was like legal hurdles. Can't talk right now. Decompression. Whoa. So prosecution had to prove Alex was dead. Hey, Ron, welcome in. That it was homicide and that Robertson was responsible. So that was one of the big hurdles. And it always is, right? In a no body case, like how do you prove injuries when there's no body? How do you prove that it was homicide? How do you prove it wasn't otherwise? And so that was one of the biggest issues and hurdles in this case, let alone other cases. Yep, all of that control. Yep. So here are the challenges as we described. I'm just going down the list again. I like to repeat myself. I like to sink this in so it stays with us. Challenges: no body, no autopsy, and no cause of death. Another challenge: decades of delay. Witnesses' memories faded, credibility attacked. That's another thing, is when decades later you talk to witnesses, their memories are a little fuzzy. Their memories aren't the best to recall. So it's good to get witnesses the day of, the day after, within a certain period of time. But when it's decades, it becomes more difficult for prosecution to let that stick, because the defense is just going to go attack the witness and say, how do you even know? That was decades ago. How do you know it wasn't this and not that? How do you know he was wearing red and not blue? How do you know he was wearing shoes or sandals? I mean, just all kinds of things. So we go on to the trial. So those are the hurdles we see in cases all the time, in no body cases. Hey, baby, good to see you. Oh, thank you, Cindy. I appreciate that. What I want to do with these cases is I want, when the case comes up with the Jake and Harold case, which I'm covering them, I'm going Tuesday and Wednesday to the hearings, the preliminary hearings, and then the other one, 16th and 17th. What I want to do is I want us to be familiarized with cases, especially in California. That's what I'm focused on, with no body cases, because this is going to turn out to be a nobody case. I don't know what's going to happen on the 16th, because I know that it's normal to have a plea deal on the table, but the DA prior has already said, we're not interested in a deal. But that was then, and this is now. So I don't know what's going to happen. But that's a slight possibility chance, like slim, but you just never know. But if the case goes forward as it should, as the DA was saying, then we're more familiarized with cases of no bodies, because it's going to turn out to be that case in this Jake and Harold with Baby and Manuel. And we're going to see that the circumstantial evidence is going to be heavy, because why? We've seen these in these cases with the no body cases, witnesses, inconsistencies in the stories, forensics. Let me continue. So we head into the trial and the verdict in 2009. What if they find a baby before the 16th and the 17th? In my opinion, if they find the baby before the 16th and 17th, I think it's going to prove their case even more. Unless, and this is a big if, which I doubt, and I don't think it's going to happen, if he's alive, right? If he's alive, I mean, that just throws a wrench in everything, right? If Baby Manuelito before the 16th or 17th, or even after, they find him alive, even after they're convicted, they find him alive. We've seen a case. We've seen a case where that happened, where parents abandon their baby, another family picks the baby up and adopts the kid, and then later on it's found alive. So that has happened before, but in this case, I don't think so. And yeah, the denial is strong, definitely, and that's understandable, Bean Baby. Cindy says they better not even think of getting a plea deal to Baby Manuel case. I agree. A lot of people agree. A lot of people in the public agree. They don't want a repeat of what happened to Jake, in Jake, the past case. Remember that? With Promise? They don't want a repeat of that. And if they do, I mean, you better believe there's going to be a protest. You better believe the public's going to be outraged. I guarantee it. And that's just my opinion. That's an opinion that's anybody can see. But again, I doubt that's going to happen. But it is like part of the process on the 16th. It is part of the process. So I want to put that out there, just so we're mentally prepared for what might happen. So we go into 2009. The jury heard weeks of testimony, including from the ex-wives, girlfriends, and families. Again, witnesses. Blood evidence. Consistent abuse history was compelling. We saw that with the other case that we saw right now with the 4-month-old. There was a history of abuse and history of neglect, and I think we're going to see that. We're going to see that in this in the Emanuelito case. I think we're going to see that on this, in the evidence. So the jury in the 2009 case, he gets convicted. All right. The jury convicts Robertson of second-degree murder, not first degree, because it couldn't prove it was premeditation. So the jury, they came back second-degree murder because they just couldn't prove it was premeditation. And that's huge too, because it's hard to prove premeditation years later, and it's hard to prove that you intentionally did that. And I mean, I don't know how else you would kill a child without it being premeditation, right? If it was an accident, I would think like he would come forward and say it was an accident, in my opinion. If it's accident, if this or the other, you're more likely to come out and say, okay, look, it was an accident. I got scared or whatever. But in this case, I mean, it just seems like from what I've heard, is that Ulysses, he like was paranoid. He like, and I'm guessing, and it's my opinion, it's from drugs. And he would tie the baby up on his legs and put him upside down because he believed that would get the demon out of him. He believes that was the only way to get the demon out of him. So that's what drugs do to you. They make you think illogically, make you paranoid. At one point, he was waving a gun around in the house while um, Rosemary was in there and the baby. That's when she, saw that he had bruises, saw that he was being neglected for, and Ulysses was running around the house with a gun and yelling, yelling, just nonsense. So they convict him 15 years to life. Um, and so we go on and we ask ourselves, why was it second degree and not first degree? My opinion, it should have been first degree. And first degree, as we see, is premeditated. Second degree is intent to cause harm or reckless disregard for life. I mean, that's pretty close right there. That is pretty close. Second degree, intent to cause harm, reckless disregard for life. First degree, premeditated. I mean, Jake didn't come forward in baby Carolina case. I'd hope that Emmanuel was alive if his people weren't so responsible. Yeah, only demon in this case was him. Yeah, I agree, Cindy. Excuse me. No, go ahead, Bean Baby. It's okay because it relates to what we're talking about. When it comes to these cases and the Emmanuel case, it's intertwined. It like say I was going to talk about or somebody's talking about fraud over Enron, then yeah, that's it's not really related to this. But all these cases, I'm putting them out because they're related to a nobody case with the Manolito case. So yeah, that's okay. We can talk about that, and this relates to that. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Go for it. Give me 1 second. Let me get my fan. 1 second. All right, I'm back. Dang, started to get hot. And keep in mind that baby Alex's body has never been recovered. Never. There was like a the way they wrote in the way it was written in the articles that I was reading, it made it look like they he would be eligible for early parole, but it just because of a technicality when the laws at the time, for example, in 1985, weren't like the laws of later. So there's a technicality that they were saying that he could be up for parole early, but I highly doubt it, just because he had so many other charges put on him that is going to make it nearly impossible for him to get out early. I just don't see it. But um, if he is, I mean, there's a lot of support for him not to be out early. So I just don't. I mean, even with this case, right? I just don't see him coming out early. But there was something like that they were saying, but they were also saying like he had so many charges that added onto that it'd be kind of hard for him to get out early. But just because of the law the way it was in 1985 and the laws changed later, that law doesn't apply because that's when he went missing in 1985. So like a technicality, but I don't know. After this case, I don't think he's going to be getting out, as he shouldn't. Let me read comments. Just catch up on comments. Oh, really? Yeah, we see that sometimes, right? Later to be found that they're missing. Yeah, that's a good saying. From your lips to God's ear. That's a very good saying. Just catch up on chat. Yeah, Rome, it is. Super sad. Definitely justice for baby Emanuelito. How can anybody abuse a child and think it's not going to be harm or be fatal? They are so fragile. And he already did it once. Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's like, how do you not know that? I mean, a baby's a baby. They're not, they can't be in the cold like how we can be, right? They can't be in the heat like we can. I mean, it's a baby. I mean, they're so fragile. I agree with that statement. Bean Baby says, "Well, okay, I'm going to base it on facts and evidence." Excuse me, Rebecca. We don't know Jake was the one who hit her. From the funeral video, I see the whole funeral is very strange. Someone does ask about baby. Okay, not sure really what you're missing. Let's read on. Let's see what maybe baby's cooking something up. Let's see. Bean Baby says Rebecca comes out as soft shy, and someone at the end of the video comes and says, "I'm not fucking going nowhere." Cuts off. Okay, let's see if it manifests into something. Maybe they had problems with people. Maybe that's why he would carry a gun too. Who knows? But I hope baby is alive no matter what. I see your angle. I see that angle. Um, I just I think from what we've seen and what the DA was saying, that they have proof that baby Manuelito was succumbed to his injuries, and they said they have a lot of witnesses. And what do we see? What have we learned from all these cases we've been covering? No body cases. Witnesses come forward. Inconsistencies in stories. With this case right here with baby Alex, oh, the baby's fine. He's here. Um, the baby's over there. And then they go and check, and it's not true. Nothing checks out. Nothing. I think we're gonna see that. I think we're gonna see that in the Jake and Harold case, Jake and Rebecca case. I think we're gonna see. I mean, we already saw a glimpse of the inconsistency, but they didn't say what inconsistency with the supposed kidnapping, right? What was it? What was the other narrative that police had? What was that, right? I mean, that's just one piece of the evidence, circumstantial evidence, and what we've seen in circumstantial evidence is heavy. In the jury's mind, circumstantial evidence is good. Hey, Lisa, welcome in. It's just after 11 p.m. Not bad. 11 p.m. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. What if it's fake witnesses and fake narratives because they have a group of people who don't like them? Yeah, that could happen. I get where you're coming from. However, if you have a witness that's saying, for example, let me give you a good example. Great example right here. Listen up. Listen to this. Pay attention, okay? Okay, the neighbor, right? We have two witnesses that put him on the scene being naked. Two witnesses, okay? He goes in the front yard, tries to enter a window, bangs on it, tries to open it. One of the teenagers opens the blinds, sees him trying to get in. Then he goes over to where the turf is in the front yard, and he's just kind of standing there naked. She sees him. That's one witness. Okay, she IDs him. Okay, that's the neighbor that lives here. They see each other all the time. That's one witness. Okay, then he goes back to his apartment to sit down in his chair. He has a chair outside of his apartment, naked. The other neighbor comes out next to him, to his right, comes out, sees him, boom, puts him right there. All right, and that's two witnesses. So yeah, I get what you're saying, baby. And we haven't heard it. We haven't heard what the witnesses are saying, what the evidence is, and but that's a really good example is when things are matching up in people's statements. Yeah, yeah. And Cindy, I feel like and I kind of want to keep it down. I want to keep it down. I don't want to be too loud. I want to keep it down to protect, innocent until proven guilty, to protect people's privacy. I don't want to be too loud, but I feel like there's something brewing behind the scenes. But there's two witnesses that saw him naked and ID'd him. So take that as you will. Do these two neighbors hate him? No. Um, we can say that it's a conspiracy against them, but then we see something in the camera. The timeline fits in that timeline. We don't see his face. We're still looking for the cameras up front. There's like 8 cameras, so we'll see. But let me just catch up on chat. Well, let me finish the story. So the aftermath and the legacy of this case for baby Alex. So Rosemary Oliphant acknowledged legal acknowledgement that her son was killed. So that's something. So the body has still never been recovered. And some of the highlights of importance in this case were DNA advancements decades later, and also the courage of witnesses finally speaking out. Sometimes witnesses don't come forward because they're scared of retaliation, especially with this guy. This guy had he punched Rosemary and broke her jaw. Facts aren't computer. Let's wait for facts. I agree, Dandy. That's the thing. I mean, we can have our opinions, and that's okay. And that way we can talk about them. Like how she said, what about this and what about that, right? What about the witnesses? And then I came and said, look, here's an example. And then hopefully, baby was like, okay, maybe she maybe she got something from that. So it's okay for us to have opinions, speculation, and thoughts. So that way we can go back and forth, and then maybe we can learn something. That's my whole, uh, you know, approach to this. Mark, if Naked Mystery Man gets arrested, will you follow the case? I'm not accusing them. Absolutely, 100%. Yes, I will. Absolutely, I will. And I want to get the. I don't want. Okay, I'm trying not to be too loud. Okay, can you guys hear me? I'm trying to get the video. I'm trying to get video. You know me. I like receipts. Okay. You know me. When I say have tea, I have tea. When I ask you, how do you want your tea? Do you want it straight? Do you want it unsweetened? Do you want lemon? Do you want one packet of sugar? Two packets of sugar? I got it. So I'm just waiting for that right now. I'm just waiting. So DNA advancements decades later was good. And the persistence of investigators to bring closure even after 24 years. It's amazing. 24 years. And this guy got convicted. Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, we do need that. I don't know. Can you guys like come up with? Yeah, Lisa, and haven't I delivered? Have I not delivered? Yeah, we do need to use code words. We do need to fly under the radar because there'll be times when maybe I'm outside and I have to, like right now, I'm a little my volume, my decibels is a little high. So I don't know. Sometimes the hills have eyes and they have ears. So I just want to be careful. That's right, Mustang. That's right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You guys are the best. Yeah, you're the best. Um. So this case is one of California's most haunting examples of no body conviction. A child whose witnesses a child whose body has never been found, but whose story forced witnesses to speak out and investigate to fight for decades. So I think this case is let's do that. Let's do that. Kool-Aid, okay? We'll do that. Kool-Aid, okay? So the Kool-Aid is on ice right now, okay, guys? The Kool-Aid is on ice right now, okay? So if you value these deep dives, hit the like, subscribe, and share the story. And let's never forget the name Alexander Olive. Baby Alexander. We'll keep his memory alive. So I deep dove into this case, and I'm glad that the mother got to at least have some form of answers. because as we all know in the true crime community, that closure is a fading word, and it's a unfamiliar word in these cases when it comes to family. Again, guys, the Kool-Aid is on ice. I have Kool-Aid in the refrigerator right now. All right, just please be patient with me. It's fermenting. Um, yeah, and he definitely did get justice, Mustang. Definitely did get justice. So this guy is currently serving a 15 to life imprisonment because in advances of DNA, witness testimony, and the defendant's lies and intimidation. They just didn't work because after so long, people move on, people get the courage, and I think that's the thing too. Is like we kind of forget about that, right? The domestic violence angle. Again, I'm not excusing anything or saying it's okay, but I at least want to talk about it. I at least want to talk about that angle and that avenue about domestic violence because I think it does play a role. Yes, Dandy, absolutely, and it does play a role, in my opinion. In my opinion, it does play a role. Uh, right now, it's plain. The Kool Aid is plain right now. The Kool Aid is plain. The Kool Aid is plain. It's in the refrigerator, but I see the package. I see the sugar packets. They're within reach. They're within reach. I just have to ask for them. You know, I can't just take it. I can't just take sugar from people. You know, I can ask the neighbor for a cup of sugar, and that's the next step. That's the next step. And I know you guys are eager to hear developments in that, and me too. But I want to get the full story, and I want to get the facts. So what we do at the end of the show, at the end of the episode, is we shake it off. We, um, line up the mood because of these heavy topics and heavy cases, especially when it comes to children and elderly. Those ones they always hit me hard, um, for a good reason. And so what we do within the last, whatever it may be, time limit. I don't rush people for anything. We do it at your pace. Is we shake it off, we loosen up, and then we kind of make it a little bit lighthearted, just because of the heavy topic. And I want to leave here in a positive note and a note of awareness and a note of messages. And speak up when things like this happen, especially with like domestic cases and domestic violence. And I know it's hard. And I heard like it takes 7 tries for a woman uh, to leave, their spouse. In Florida, domestic violence is an automatic DCF case. What is DCF? Even if the children weren't involved. Really? I wonder what DCF is. The blue Kool-Aid is the best, but I gave that up years ago. I'll give you some sugar, more. All right, yeah. Give me some sugar. I am your neighbor. Remember that song? So let me put some music. I'm gonna put some music in towards the end because I've been getting copyrighted for this music that's on the stream, which is weird. But I put it at the end just in case it gets copyrighted. I can just remove it. Also, let's send a native girl, some positive thoughts. Let's send her some good love, good vibes, so that she can feel better. She had like 16 vaccination shots or something like that. So she's feeling under the weather. So, native girl, hopefully you feel better. Um, yeah, I've been getting copyright strikes, but we keep on rolling. We keep on rolling. It's like it's like a like a look like an itch I have on my shoulder. I just scratch it and move on. Copyright strikes. I mean, let's go. Let's handle it. So what I got? Yeah, I've been looking at it. I've been researching it, and I have to remove certain potions, certain portions of the video. I have to remove. I don't know. I might just make my own music. Seriously, I might just make my own music. Or if you know anybody that makes their own music, let me know so I don't get copyrighted. Because I want to be able to keep that theme, that chill theme in here. Sometimes when I put that music on, it gives a good vibe. That's right, Lisa. We keep on trucking. And that's one thing about me. I don't give up easily. I don't give up. I don't call it quits. It makes me stronger. It makes me want to go more. Like you guys saw, I went on my hike. I was like, oh man, I don't think I have enough water. I don't have enough water to go this. I'm tired. My legs are burning. But I wanted to get to the top of the mountain. And I did. And I'm glad, everybody was there to witness that, just to keep going and persistence. And that should apply to a lot of things. In your life, if you're feeling down about something, just keep on going, keep on trucking, and things will get better. I promise you. Whether it's family, financial, spiritual, whatever, physical, emotional. All right, let me change it. Well, it's weird because whenever I play like a chill song, I'll get copyrighted by that artist, even though they're on this it's on this stream. It's so weird. So what I gotta do is I just have to remove it. But I mean, if anybody knows somebody that if anybody knows like somebody that does their own music or something and they want to collaborate with me on a few tunes and things like that, then have them reach out to me. Let me put my email. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to touch up, and thank you for bringing that up. I'm not worried about numbers. I'm not doing this for the money, monetization. You guys see it on there. You guys can help support the channel. My Venmo is there. My Cash App is there, and that goes directly straight to me. YouTube doesn't take their 30%, and when people get monetized, they only receive 70% of their earnings. I don't know. I don't know. I'm like very blessed at this point. So if I'm like at 300, if I'm at 100, as long as I get to go live, I think I'm okay. I'm okay with that. And I think that's what makes me different from other creators. And I don't blame them. I get it. That YouTube incentivizes you to reach goals. They have like a little bar and it says 500 subs, and then you get monetized and start making money and this and that. And they make it sound so lucrative and so like appealing that you want to get those subs. You want to get that number up. You want to get your views up. And I don't know. I just I don't like the word content, but I'm happy with like the group of people I have, quality over quantity. And, people have been supporting the channel and supporting me through my Venmo, through my Cash App. And I'm so grateful for that, right? I get that for gas, so my trip's up there. I get food. I get a coffee, things like that. I mean, I'm not making millions or anything like that. I mean, it's but it's not required, but it's appreciated, and it's really appreciated. Um, there's a free app called Suno. You can make your own music. Okay, let me write that down. I'm just rambling. Yeah, because that way I don't want to worry about copyright strikes. I love to see good people and info compensate for the time. Yeah, I get that too, but I do it because I want to. You know what I mean? And that's the difference. I think it's like I'm doing it not because of that, but because like I like doing it. I want to, and I think it shows. You know what I mean? Like it just shows that I like doing it for that reason. But I get it, and I get that YouTube tries to incentivize people and things like that. They do like a little green bar, and it's like you're almost there to 500 and this and that, and keep pushing. And I get that. Like, and it makes you want to. Okay, you want to do ads. You want to get ads. Like, get more views, get more people, get more this, get more that. And to me, this is just me, my personal opinion. This is me speaking only. Is that it kind of takes away. It takes your attention away from like the case or what you're doing or your creativity. I wish the architect of YouTube would be a little bit different. I wish it would give more of that money to the creator, because it is hard work. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of editing. It is a lot of research when it comes to true crime cases. I don't do a lot of editing because I'm still in that process. I'm still learning on that. But when I see other creators, is what I'm talking about. I see their videos are well edited, seamlessly transitioning from one scene to the other. They have good microphones. I mean, good camera, a laptop, right? Like my laptop is like the base model. I mean, it's a lot better than my old one, but it's still a base model. With these other creators, and when you see other creators and they have like they're seamlessly living and putting up documents and things like that, you have to have a good computer, a good connection with that, and that's not cheap. So I hope that's coming across how I'm feeling and how I'm thinking, because I am appreciative of everybody and your donations through the Cash App, through the Venmo. I mean, I'm great. I'm very grateful. And yeah, I don't know. I just as long as I get to go live, and as long as I get to share some of these stories and get to share some of the voices and get to share my experience, I'm okay. Like, I'm okay with that. I don't know if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Everything else is a blessing. Let's just put it that way. You catch up on comments. Oh wow, it's interesting. Yeah, definitely the dialogue keeps it alive. Yep. Florida in the house. Oh, thank you, Cindy. You're always so sweet. Everybody here is always so sweet and respectful and cool and chill. I'm very lucky, seriously, like very lucky to have a good group of people like yourselves. Oh, Department of Children and Family. Oh, wow. Yeah, the strikes. Maybe find a friend who could just play some background or. Yeah, that would be cool too. AI too. Yeah. What was that free app called? Suno. Let me write that down. Yeah, thank you everybody for your kind words. That means a lot to me. Thank you. I appreciate every single one of you here. Oh, you shared a song? Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, cool. Thank you. I'm trying to read a comment where somebody says they made something, and I can't seem to find it. Yeah, definitely, Dandy, and I think that's what matters. That's what counts, and people see that, for what it is. I don't know. I hope that what I just said came across from the heart, which it is. I just want to. I don't know. I just want to emphasize, like, I do appreciate the subs, like, absolutely. It's just it's not like my priority right now. It's not like a number one thing or a number two thing or number three thing. It's like at the bottom of my list, or even if it's on my list, it's just numbers. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if that's making any sense. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some of these cases we've never heard before. I've never heard of them before. The Aranda Briones was case with nobody to here in Moreno Valley. You remember it or hear about it? I might have, as I was going through the history of no body crimes, but I will check it out. Thank you for bringing that up, Bean Baby. What's you hate your real name? Oh, Dandy made food. What did you make, Dandy? I'm trying to find your comment. I can't find it. It said you made something. I always like it when people share what they made. Yeah, I'll check that out for sure. Native Girl, you alive? I mean, you okay? Yeah, I'm researching another nobody crime, nobody conviction crime, and it has a twist to it, and I think that one's pretty interesting too. They're all interesting. This one is um, this one is intriguing as well. Right there with them. Bean Baby 27. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for coming in, and yeah, we'll start doing that with all our lives. We'll start to kind of shake it off, stretch a little bit, and kind of leave off in a positive note. And I think we did that today too, considering the heavy topics we talked about. So definitely appreciate everybody here. Thank you so much. Hit the like button if you like to share, if you like to help support the channel in my upcoming hearing, to go there, with gas, food, little things like that. Nothing crazy. My Venmo is there, my Cash App is there. Again, it's not required, it's not necessary, but is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good night, and I'll see you soon.